Hello, and welcome to today's video. In this tutorial, we're going to be walking you through how to code your own website from scratch. Whether you're a beginner or an experienced developer, this guide is sure to provide you with some valuable insight. So first, you got to go to your desktop. Let's do that. And you got to get a editor. So I like to use VS Code. Here's the link for the download right here. There are other editors out there as well if you like them. I like Visual Studio Code because it's free, easy to use, and it has tons of features that are really helpful. So once it's downloaded, you're going to open it right up. And before you even do anything, I am going to get an extension. So it's this little button right here with the three boxes and type in live server. Click on it, install it. And basically what that does is when you're coding, you can turn on the live server and the updates basically go as you save. So you don't have to keep opening it up. It will just keep updating for you as you do it. I have this button right down here in my bottom right. So when I click it when I'm coding, it just runs the live server for you. So once you have that, you can go back and you can start a new project. So I guess we can open up a folder. Let's go to my projects. Here we go. And I'll just make a new folder, I suppose. We'll call this tutorial. Open that up. Cool. So now you have your space to start your coding. So let's start with an HTML file. I like to call it index.html. Now, you will need a little bit of help if you are a beginner. So I have some cheat sheets here. Here's an HTML cheat sheet from Geeks for Geeks. The link will be down in the description. And there's some boilerplate info for you here. So I'll copy and paste this like that. And I'll talk through this a little bit. So you have your doc type HTML that just says, hey, this is an HTML document. And then this is the HTML right here. Sets your language to English. So the head right here, which has all the stuff in it, this has like basic information about the website. And then everything in your body gets displayed on your website. And then this meta sets your character set because this is a set of characters. I don't even know exactly what this entails, but it's basically just the generic text that you would want for your website. So you can like change out the title. I'll name this my website. Welcome to my website. And then you can save with Control S. Once you have it saved and there's not that little white dot up here anymore, I would hit go live. Let that load. And let's see if that pops up. Yep, right here. Now keep in mind, this is not actually on the internet. This is just hosted on your local computer. So you can't share this link. It's not going to work. That I'll do another video on. Right now, this is just about making it. So as you can see, the comment showed up in the title, which is interesting. So I guess we can delete that out, save, and then it's already out. Pretty cool, right? So that's basic HTML. You can use this cheat sheet to kind of fix up some of the stuff that you want, change what you want. There's tons of stuff. So like there's headers. Those come with different sizes of text. There's other tags. And I would mostly just suggest going through and doing this on your own. Practice makes perfect. Next, you're going to need some CSS. So here's another CSS cheat sheet I will have down in the description. And basically what CSS does is it styles your website. Or more specifically, it allows you to control the look and the feel of your website, like colors, fonts, layouts. And then with that, you should also be aware of Chrome DevTools. It's a good idea to know Chrome DevTools so that you can inspect your website and make sure everything is working as expected. So you can go in here and find something that you want to like check the code out for. You're going to right click and you're going to hit inspect. And it should go right there and it pulls up your code. And then if you like look in your sources, it will have all of your sources. But since you just have the HTML file, that's all it's going to be there. So that can be helpful for seeing your code, seeing the padding and such and how it goes out. Because then you can see the body is wider than the text itself. So do some CSS. No, actually, we don't want a file. We want a new folder. I like to name it CSS. And then new file, index.css. Let's see if this says how to import CSS. Now, keep in mind, if there's anything that you ever don't know how to do, you have Google. You can do a lot of things on Google, like how to import CSS file. And here you go. So right here, you can take this, and this goes in your head. copy paste. Now I have mine in my CSS folder, so it's CSS/ and then click that, save. Now it shouldn't have changed much yet, but once you go into your CSS file, you can change something. CSS is pretty interesting because you can choose specific things to color. So if you look, you can pick the body, or you can pick, like, let's say we put this in a div, which a div is just a imaginary container. We'll give this a class as well. Class equals title. There's also a thing called ID, which I guess I should go over as well. ID equals title ID. I don't know. It doesn't really matter. We'll call this welcome to my website. And then class, we can say like, this is the subtext. Bam. So the difference between class and ID is that ID is for one specific object. It shouldn't be put on multiple objects. It's for the one specific object. Because when you do the interactivity, which we'll go over later, when you call ID, it's only pulling in one object. So when it's in multiple objects, that can be a problem sometimes. And class is for something that gets applied multiple times. Like, let's say you want a specific button style for all of your buttons. You want them all to be the same size, same color, same font. Then you do class for that. And if it's like your big title that you only have on that first page, then that would be an ID. ID is referenced with the hashtag, and class is referenced by the dot, and then you say the name. So hashtag title ID, and then brackets. And we could do title, dot title, bam. So let's say background color green. And we can say brown color red, color gray. Save. And there we have it. You have the background of this one, green, background of this one, red, with gray text. And there's so many other things that you can do. It is honestly crazy. And there's no source that gives you all the info that you're going to need in one place. The only thing you can do is continue learning. And if you have questions, basically Google it. You can set pictures as backgrounds, specific color, hex codes. You can align text to the center as well. Ooh. Text align center. That's it. Yep, there we go. It actually centered it. Like, let's say you make your website bigger, then it actually fills out the space. So that's CSS. The rest of it you can kind of learn on your own. Now we're going to get to the JavaScript. Let me pull to that part on my script. Finally, you want to add JavaScript to your website to make it more interactive and dynamic. JavaScript allows you to add things like animations, interactive forms, and other features for your website. So once we go in here, new folder, JS, new file, main.js. Now I'm not going to go over JavaScript particularly in this tutorial. However, just keep that in mind where you can make functions and then you can use those functions in your code. So I believe it's define, let's say like, no, actually, I think it's called function. Function, change color, and then we can just say like, and then the item in here is the variable that you put in that gets used in the code. So if you were to throw in title ID on click equals color title ID. Actually, do I need that? I think I do. We can edit this out too. What the heck? The heck and frick, bro. There. But anyways, you can do something like this, and then you can basically type in your code. Learn that on your own time. This is supposed to be a short video, and it's at 10 minutes right now. And with that, you have a fully functional website. And the rest of it is just up to your imagination on what you do with it. You can fill out sections. You can have like one section be half of it. You can have columns, pictures. And as an interesting side note, with that inspect tool, you can learn how to do other things from other websites. So I'll use Monkey Type as an example. Super cool website, and I think it looks awesome. Let's see you look at a website and you're like, ooh, I love how this was coded. I want to see how it was. You can just right click it, inspect. And then you can kind of look through and try to decipher it. Of course, sometimes it can be a little interesting to read through it and figure out what some of this stuff is. But as you can see, you can kind of look through and see how the site is coded, and you can try to copy it. If you look at sources, they have their JavaScript on here, although some of it is coded downward because it's coded in a different way. So see, you can see all of your CSS as well. So it's a great way to learn, is to look at other websites and to Google other sources. So overall, thanks for watching today's tutorial. If you found this helpful, be sure to like, subscribe for more tutorials like this one. And as always, happy coding.